hot take, but I think the Kardashian curse is a perfect example of the casual misogyny that permeates society. We all know that men, historically, they've never done anything wrong without a woman pushing them to do so. A lot of people have this automatic inclination. It's almost like a knee-jerk reaction. Whenever they see anything bad go on between a man and a woman, they think, how can I make this the woman's fault? It doesn't matter how much or how little information we have that points to the fact that it is the man's fault. It's always, but what did she do to push him to it? How can I possibly blame her for something that she did not in fact do? And it's been so interesting to see people, after watching the Lamar documentary, kind of change their tune, because the positive discourse surrounding Khloe at the moment is what should always have been. Because in my opinion, this documentary didn't really tell us anything brand new. Obviously now we know how ungrateful he was for how she basically put her life on hold to save his life. We know that he hasn't had much character development since the incident. But in my opinion, we knew enough to come to the conclusion that none of it was Khloe's fault. Before this documentary, it was public knowledge that he cheated on her multiple times during their marriage. We know that he disappeared on her so many times. She was living a double life in order to cover for him. He had a drug problem and she found him in a brothel, unconscious. All of these things should have been indicative of that she was never the one at fault, and yet people carried on that Kardashian narrative. And it's so interesting to see the switch up now that so much more has become public discourse. People now walking back and saying, oh my god, so it's never been Khloe's fault. But then when you ask them why they thought it was Khloe's fault, they can't come up with anything sensible other than the fact that she was the woman in the situation. And so many relationships within the Kardashian family have failed, and the men have seemed to regress after being in relationships with these women. If I believed in this sort of thing and I was going to entertain discourse about a possible Kardashian curse, it would make sense if the men who have entered the family all had squeaky clean images prior to entering the family, and then all of a sudden just did a complete 180 afterwards. But if you think about it, all those men who have done terrible things after becoming members of the family had pre-existing histories of doing terrible things. Obviously, maybe not as bad or maybe not as public, but all of them have things that they did prior to being with them. So the fact that this Kardashian curse thing is such a big deal in society is just further proof of the sort of casual misogyny that exists in the world, and how we still have so much to do before we get to a place where we actually hold men accountable for their own actions and don't automatically blame the women that they're with. But when that day will come, I don't know. I desperately hope that it happens within my lifetime, but I'm also not sure.